Hello, and welcome to another project. In this project, we are building a chatbot which will send emails for us. And we will be using Amazon Lex for that, and we will use a Lambda function as well, and we will also use an email sender functionality that is provided by AWS. So let's just get started, shall we? Okay, so we let me switch. Uh, Let me set it up and just come back to you. All right, so let's go to our AWS console. So I'm gonna type aws.amazon.com and we will click this sign in. All right, let's sign in as a root user. Okay, password is here. Passkey, three-factor authentication is there. Very secure. Okay. Now we are inside the dashboard. All right, so we're gonna be using some things. First, we need to go to this Amazon simple email service. If you don't have this shortcut, you can just type it out here as well. You can type SES and it will automatically show up. SES stands for simple email service. All right, so why do we need this? Actually, to send emails, this is the functionality provided by AWS. So whatever email you want to send, it will send through this. And right now this is a free service, but it has its limitations. So 200 emails per 24-hour periods. This is the sending quota, and it's pretty good for us. So we can test our application several times. All right, so for sending emails, there are two things. Either you have to verify your email ID, so it will only send to the verified emails. All right. Second thing is, if you want to send in bulk, if you want your recipients to be, bulk email sending, then you have to actually specify that to AWS. Actually, there are two things in here. Our AWS is right now in the sandbox mode, right? And you have to let's write them, create a ticket, and talk to the support to give you the production environment. So when they give you the production environment, then you can send it to multiple recipients and they don't have to be verified. So these are two things here. Right now I will send email to myself, so I will make myself verified. And for that, you need to go to first identities, and we're gonna click on create identity. And you can also create a domain name and an email address as well. So we're gonna click on email address. And what do you mean by domain is that you also have a subdomain. For example, if I have monkweb.tech, if I want to send a subdomain email, for example, if I have a purchased email as well, that goes like support@monkweb.tech. So if you have that kind of a setup, you gonna click on that domain. All right. Right now I have a Gmail email address, so I will click on this. Okay, now enter an email address, monkweb9 gmail.com. All right, assign a default configuration. It's optional, so let's just create on. If you cannot see, there is a button. Yep, there's a button called as create identity, and we're gonna click on that. All right. So it is created, but it actually sent me a verification email, so I have to verify here. Verification pending, so it's still not pending. You won't be able to send any email if you don't verify your email. All right, so let me go to my Gmail, and we're gonna click on this, and we're gonna click on this link. Okay, congratulations. So it is verified. Now let's go to our console and verification pending. We have to reload the page and it should be, yeah, it is verified now. So we are verified now. Now, actually, if you are in India, your default region will be Mumbai. So let me switch back to Mumbai. Now, the problem here is when you create a chatbot using Amazon Lex, Mumbai, it is that functionality is not available in Mumbai region. So I will show you. Let me first uh, go back to our Sydney region. All right. So I think, yeah, here everything is set it up. The first step is completed. We have to verify our email and it is done. All right. Now we have to go to Amazon Lex. That is a service that is used to build voice and text chatbots. All right. Click on that. And yeah, here it is Asia Pacific Sydney. Now if I change it to, for example, you can already see that Malaysia, it's not available in lot of cities, but Mumbai, so it is grayed out, so it's not available in Mumbai. If you try to create a Amazon Lex in Mumbai, you cannot. All right, so you cannot even select this. Okay, so that's why we are going for Sydney. And special note here, your SES, that is the simple email service, it should be in the same region as your Amazon Lex chatbot and also your Lambda function as well. So all of them should be inside the same region. Okay, if that's not the case, you will get an error. Okay, so let's create a bot. So there are several things. Right now we are building everything from scratch. If you want to start with an example that, example bot has pre-configured languages and intents, we will talk about what are intents, slot types, we will talk about that. But basic example and basic already set it up bot, you can get this as well. And start with transcript option is there as well, automatically generate intent from the conversation transcript that you upload. So it's a little bit high level stuff. If you don't know anything about Amazon Lex, if you don't know how to create a bot, what are intents, what are slots, if you don't know any of it, we will see everything, we will create everything from scratch. So I'm going to go with this create a blank bot. You can also try these out after you watch this video, okay, after you know what are intents and these technical terms. All right, bot name, so let's do email sender bot, and there shouldn't be any space here. All right, if you create a space, it will give you an error. So these are the this is a naming convention. You don't have to give a space. If you want to separate your words, just capitalize them. All right, description, let's do this bot sends emails. All right, this is optional, you may or may not, if you want you can give it. All right, IAM permissions. So we will talk about IAM in the next project, but right now just go with the default permissions. All right, IAM permission are basically who can access things, who cannot. Okay, this role take a few minutes, that's fine. Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. So there are a lot of policies that are made, kept in mind for children. So if you click on yes, you gonna have to do many things later on. You're gonna have to verify that all the things you are creating, the bot you are creating, are under this policy. So right now we're gonna click on no. Session timeout 5 minutes. Okay, so this is how long the session is maintained. So if the user does not provide any input and is just idle, then it automatically just end the session. All right, and it is good for security as well. All right, so if you are working in office and you are just there is a bot that sends transactional emails, that sends like that is a account money transferring bot, and you are doing something and just get up from the desk and go to the bathroom. Someone else can sit on your computer and just make that transaction. So 5 minutes is a good amount. Okay, advanced settings, we don't need that right now. And if you cannot see, there is a next button here. Okay, so maybe wait a minute, let me okay, there is a next button here. All right, now if I scroll back, um what do you prefer actually? I want to show this header as well, this, so that you can see what page I am. So I'll just show you. Okay, there's a next button. All right, now I wanna hide that. Okay, we're gonna click on next. And maybe it will take, yeah, it's already done. Okay, so these are basic configurations. Language English is fine. Description, it's optional, so it's okay. Okay, so there is also a voice to text as well. So we can also speak to the bot and it will send the email. And these are several AI voices. You can just click on anything. Did you hear that? I don't think you can hear that, but if you click on any of the AI agents, it will read out this sample script. So whatever voice you like, you can just keep that. And the next is intent classification confidence score threshold. Yeah, a long term. So basically it means is there's a threshold from 1 to 10. 0.4 is okay. Whatever you type, it will not very strictly match to the sample sentences that we give. For example, if I, well, we will talk about it, but let me give you an example first. Well, if we give a sample sentence that, okay, send an email, all right, and if whatever you type in the, whatever a user types when creating a bot, when interacting with the bot, if I type, for example, I want to send an email, now it doesn't actually match 100% from the sample that we gave. So if I write it one here, it will strictly match that, and we don't want that, right? We want that 0.4 is okay. It will maybe strict, maybe not. It is kind of in between. So it's okay. It can it don't match exactly, and it will machine learning is there behind the scenes as well. It will automatically see that, okay, you want to send an email, it shouldn't be exactly matched. Okay, so 0.4 is a good threshold to be there. All right, so we're gonna click on done and wait for 2-3 seconds. All right, it's already done. Now it is asking for intent. Okay, now let's understand what are intents. Intents are basically, okay, wait a second, let me pull something up. Do we have a draw.io? Decide later. Okay, so we can draw here. Now imagine a container. This is a container. All right, imagine another container. This is the next container. All right, and we can imagine several containers. Okay. Now imagine intents as a container. So for example, my main thing to just, whenever we are just starting to interact with our bot, the first intent should be a greeting, right? So it is a welcome intent. So the whole purpose of that intent is to just greet the user. If I say hi, it will reply that, okay, hi, I am a email sender bot, how can I help you today? That kind of a thing. So that is a welcome intent. Okay. Okay, so there is a power cut, so one of my ring lights just turned off. It's okay. It's okay. You can see me, right? Yeah. So this is one of the intent that just greet the user. Okay. So can I write here? I think I can. Can I? Uh, I'm not sure how to write here, but okay, so if you double click on it, you can write here. So this is a welcome intent. It is just used for that basic, for that starting the conversation. All right. Now the main functionality for us is the sending the email, right? So as soon as this intent is completed and user send another conversation, user send a message that I want to send an email, that triggers this intent, right? So this will be a email sender intent. This will fulfill the email sending functionality for us. And this intent will be connected to our Lambda function, the function that executes code on the fly. So whatever we write down as a code, it is connected to that Lambda function. So it is connected to this Lambda function, and this will pull up the information from Lambda function and it will send the email. Okay. And then if you want to add another functionality, you can add several intents here. So we can attach several intent to our bot. All right. So yeah, you can also imagine that how complex this can be if this bot does many things, right? For now we are just sending email, but if this bot have maybe booking a hotel room or booking a table in a restaurant, this can be very, very complex, right? Okay, so if you understand this, let's go back to our here. Now we are now we have to name our intent. So let's do an email send intent. And description, this intent is used to send emails. All right. Context, well, let me explain you. Context are, for example, if you want, let's just say you have a email that you have a bot that is used to transfer money. All right, it's a banking bot. Now if you have that 5 minutes, whatever we defined that the time, right? So you have that 5 minutes. In that 5 minutes, if you want to, for example, if you want to send money twice or thrice to some another account, every time you send money, it will ask for some verification, right? It will ask for maybe your birthday, so that it can verify that you are that owner of the account. Now if you want to send multiple times the money, it will every time it will ask you your birth date. And if you want to send like 10 times, you have to provide that birth date 10 times to verify that it's you. Now we don't want that, right? It's not an ideal behavior. So for that we need some functionality so that the bot automatically remembers whatever birth date we wrote, right? It should, in that ideal time, in that time frame that we have 5 minutes, for that 5 minutes it should remember the birth date, and we only have to write that once. After that it should remember automatically. So for that kind of functionality, context are used. Okay. So now we are in the sample utterances. Now what are utterances? Well, whatever sentence we write, for example, I gave you an example that I write like send an email, right? This kind of sample things we will give. So whatever we write is it will match to our these utterances. So it will understand what you're trying to do. Okay, so let's add this utterance, or I want to send an email. We are just providing sample sentences. So whatever sentence we write, or we can write some other sentence that contains these on the on the lines of these. So for example, send me an email, send some email, you know or help me send an email, these kinds. So it will automatically match this with these. It doesn't have to be strictly match these, but it should be along the lines of these. So you can add many utterances. Help me send an email, maybe this, or we can also write compose. Oh, sorry for that. Compose an email, this can also there. Okay, so these are some sample utterances. These are four are fine for us. Now I actually talked about the welcome intent and that, and we oh, light is on. We didn't actually created a welcome intent. We will. Okay, now let's just right now just add this email send, and then we will create that welcome intent as well. All right, initial response, nope. Now slots. What are slots? So slots are basically some information that a bot needs to complete that intent, to fulfill that intent. For example, if I want to send an email, what information do I want? I want a recipient email, to whom I want to send an email. I want to add a subject as well. I also want to provide a body as well, and maybe attachment if there are any. So these are the information it needs to send that email. So that information are the slots. Now here we will add some slots. For example, we want the recipient email address, and here we can also define the type. So what type of data you are entering? So we want email address and prompts. Oh, add a slot, email address. So prompts means when it is asking you email address, what prompts it give you, right? For example, we can write add the receive oops recipient email address, and I know there's some mistake here. It's fine, it's fine. And you can also you should tick this required for this intent, because if you don't click it, it won't ask you. Okay, so you have to tick this required for this intent. We will also add some subject as well. Let's do a email subject, and this will be a normal sentence, so we can use this free form input. This is used to enter whatever you can write. It's a free sentence, you can write a sentence. um Also for a prompt, let's do a add a subject subject line. All right, and we will create another slot that will create a body. So let's do a email body. Slot type will be free form input, so we can write as much as we want in this free form input. Prompts, enter, or we will provide a body for e no, email, and it is also required. All right, so these are fine. Confirmation. So confirmation is used when if you want to confirm that, okay, we are sending this email to this, do you want to confirm? and then if we type yes, and then it will send the email. So we can make it active if you want. Let's go. Okay. Let's. Are you sure you want to send this email? So there is a confirmation. Okay. So if you click on yes, it will send the email. If you write no, your email is not sent. This is a confirmation. Fulfillment, when you successfully fulfilled, when the email is sent, what you want to do, that is the fulfillment. Actually, for the fulfillment, for the intent to be fulfilled, we are attaching that to our Lambda function. So we will do that. We will click on this after we will configure this after we create our Lambda function. Okay. And closing response, after the intent is fulfilled, so the email has been sent, this kind of closing response we don't need that right now. Code hooks, yes, we will use a Lambda function, so let's just click on this and save our intent. Okay, intent has been saved. Now I also want to add one more intent, the greeting intent. Okay, add an intent, empty intent. Let's do a welcome intent so that it sound more human like. Okay, it will ask, if I write hi, and it will reply back. All right, we don't need context, we need some sample utterances. Plain text. Let's do a hi, let's do a hello, let's do a good morning, or let's do how are you doing. So if you write when you are conversation when you are talking with the bot, and then you write something along these lines, it will trigger this intent. Okay, utterances always trigger the intent, so it knows, okay, what to reply, right? And what will it reply? Whatever we write here in the closing response, it will reply that. So let's active this closing response. Hey, I am an email sending bot. How can I help you today? All right, this is the message. Also, we can also define some variations as well. So it don't always use these lines. You can rephrase them. You can just write 2-3 types of closing responses. Okay. So this is pretty much done actually. We're gonna click on save intent. And okay, so when you want to test that, we can actually test this welcome intent. So this is a classic flow. You have to click on oh, you cannot see the save intent, right? So let me, okay, this is fine. So you have to save this intent first, then you have to build this, and then you have to test it. Okay, remember, this is very important. If you click on save and you just directly click on test, it won't run. This all the things that you have updated here, it won't reflect. Okay, so you have to save, build, and then test. And for build, it will take up to 1 minute, and actually less than that. It will take some 10 to 15 seconds, and max to max 1 minute. All right, let's wait until this is done, and then we will test and see if our bot replies us or not. All right, so in the meantime, let's see what are the utterances that we gave. Also, hi, hello, good morning, and all of that. Let's click on test and let me make myself Second. Um, Not here. This is fine, I think, for now. Okay, let's try. Let's do a hi. And by the way, this is not case sensitive. Even if you have defined capital H and I, you can write a normal HI as well. Oh, there is an error. Cannot call dialog code hook for intent email, send email. Okay, send email. Well, all right. So it is going to this email send intent, and we don't want it to go to that, right? We want to go to this welcome intent. Now, what do we do to make this bot go to this welcome intent and not the email send intent? What do we do? So for this error, let's try to debug this error. So we have this utterances. Hi is there. Okay, so it should match here. It's okay. It's not case sensitive. That's fine. We can also check capital H. Well, it doesn't matter actually. It's the same thing. Okay. So what is the mistake here? Let's see. Fulfillment. Oh, we haven't defined anything in the fulfillment. Well, for the intent to complete, we need to define something in the fulfillment as. All right, we defined that in the closing response, not in the closing response. Let's remove this. Let's add that into the fulfillment. This is more correct. And let's save intent. And this is the flow. Okay, save, then build, then test. All right, save is already there. Okay, now we will build. It will take some time, and then we will test, and hopefully it works this time. Building. Okay, I think this was the error, and other things are fine. That should resolve the error. Okay, so let's test this. Reload it. All right, test this. Let's do a hi one more time. And what do you think, it will work or not? Let's see. Oh, it's not working. It's going to that email send intent. We don't want it to go to this intent. What do we do now? Well, ideally, we should define welcome intent first, and then we should define the email send intent. Now let's click on inspect. Nothing here. Let's reload and test it again. Nope. It's going to that email send intent, and we don't want it to go there. Right? So let's screenshot this error first so we can document it. Let's do screenshot here. All right. Now, if I go and what if I go and delete this instance? Also, we have ticked on this. Okay, so let's uncheck this right now. Or we should just delete this intent for now. Let's go to the intents and let's delete this intent. We don't want it. It's actually getting in the way right now. All right, now build. Let's see this time. So there is no send email intent now, so it shouldn't go to that intent. Okay, it is done now, so let's test it out, shall we? Let's define hi. Okay, now it's giving. Hey, I am email sending bot. How can I help you today? All right. Now let's try hello. Let's see our intents first. Now let's see our utterances first. Okay, these are okay. Hello, we have tested. Let's try good morning. Okay, it's working. Now, if I do something like hey, yeah, intent fallback is fulfilled. No. Hello. So the thing happened was the video that you are seeing, the project video, in the middle of the video, somehow just the recording got stopped, and about half an hour of content is just gone. It didn't even record it. So I am here recording it once again. All right. So, and this is the perfect timing for me to say you just subscribe to the channel and please like the video because a lot of motivation required to record again. All right. So you are watching right now that we have created our welcome intent, right? And we got that intent fallback error. All right. So let me share my screen and let's just try to create that welcome intent one more time so you can also get the a revision and it's for me as well to get that flow going. All right. So let's just quickly create that welcome intent and then we'll solve that intent fallback error. All right, so we're gonna go to our lex console. All right, let's create a bot and yeah, email center bot was the name. Description is fine. I just want to, actually the last part was recorded. I just want to record the middle part that actually didn't got recorded. So and then you can watch the later clip. All right, so in this video we're gonna create that welcome intent and solve the error, and then we're gonna create that email send intent as well, and we're gonna create one lambda function. So yeah, and create a script. All right, so blank bot, create a role. Okay, so I'm just brushing through it because I have already explained everything in the video that you are watching. All right, so I'm just doing it. Yes. Oh, sorry for that. All right, description is fine. I'm just gonna click on done, and the pod is created. All right, now let's create our not new intent. We're gonna name it a welcome intent. All right, description is fine. Context, nope. Utterances, yeah. So let's create some utterances like hey or hi or how are you doing or maybe help me, something like that. All right, that is fine. Initial response is okay. Fulfillment, closing response. All right, so let's do a fulfillment that hey, I am an, what did I give? I'm an email sending bot, right? Email sending bot. Oops. Sending bot and something like that. I'm gonna change this one as well. All right, I'm making sure it is recording. Yeah, it's recording. All right, code hooks, that is not required in the welcome intent. We just want to check that if that is responding to our intent or not, if it's responding to our hi message or not. All right, and then we will solve that error if that error occurred, because that is an intentional error. I wanted to show you that this error always come, and why? Because whatever we are, when we are making a conversation with the bot, and if something is out of context and it didn't understood, instead of giving that robotic error that intent fallback is fulfilled, we're gonna give it some humanized error that Oh, I didn't understand what you're saying. Can you try to rephrase that or something like that? Right, so it is built. Let's click on test and let's do hi. Hey, I'm an email sending bot. All right, it is recognizing our hi. Let's try hey again. Let's try hey again. So machine learning in the place, right? We haven't defined hey right now, but it knows that hey is something along these lines. But what if I write something like this? Yeah, intent fallback is fulfilled. Now to handle this error, we're gonna go to this fallback intent, and whatever error you make, you can always handle this by this fallback intent. All right, you can define everything here. So we're gonna go to closing response and fallback intent. All right, initial response, fulfillment, closing response. All right, so let's do a closing response that I didn't get that. And we can also, instead of giving every time the same message, we can write some variations of it. So let's do a, oh no, I didn't get it. Didn't get it. All right. Oopsies, control shift. Not control shift S is actually the shortcut to change my screen, and I'm using that here, so that's why it happened. Okay, could you try rephrasing that? And we can also do one more that please rephrase that, something like that. All right, so let's save. And what's that classic flow? Save, build, and test. So let's click on build quickly, and it will take some 10-15 seconds. And I'm making sure that it is recording. I don't want to record that one more time. All right, building, and let's wait for some. Okay, now it is done. Let's, all right, can I make myself here? Perfect. Let's now try hi. Hi is working. Let's try some gibberish. Please rephrase that. So it picked up this one, the third one. All right, so it will shuffle according to, it just shuffle between these three automatically. So if I type something like gibberish again, please rephrase that. Again, please rephrase that. Hello, I didn't get that. So it shows this one right now. So these, instead of giving the same message every time, we can just define some variations of that as well. All right, so this is done. Now we will create that email sending intent, and let's click on add empty intent. And I don't remember what I used in my video. I think email send intent or send email intent. Well, it really doesn't matter, but it's send email intent. All right, fine. Now how to configure this? Well, first we need to define some sample utterances, and that will be again, right, compose an email, or help me write an email, or send an email, something like that. All right, 3 are enough, I think. Yeah. Initial response we don't want. We want to add some slots. All right, so I've already explained you what are slots. All right, let's just quickly add these. So first we will use email addresses, and we used email address kind of a slot type. Prompt will be enter an email or whatever I've used, just replace that. All right. All right, one more for subject, email subject, and we're gonna do freeform input, so you can write anything whatever you want. Prompts, enter a subject or provide a subject whatever you want to write. Also let me make myself here. All right, and another one we're gonna do email body, and we're gonna do freeform input, and we're gonna do enter a body or and write a body, anything you can write. All right, 3 slots are completed. Okay, and actually when I tried to record the video and it didn't record, we actually got into an error. I actually defined a attachment field as well, but I didn't configure that in our Lambda function, so that's why this error came. And right now we are not defining attachments. If you want to have that functionality, just maybe comment that, and I will make a separate video for attachments. All right, it is a separate thing to understand, so that's why I'm not including that in this video. Email address, subject, and body. All right, confirmation we don't want. Fulfillment, actually we want that, and we actually want a Lambda function for that. So let's first save this intent right now. Let's use a code hook as well, because we're gonna use a Lambda function. Let's save this for now. We're gonna create a Lambda function, and we're gonna come back here again, Lambda. All right, let's open this in another tab. All right, so what does Lambda do? Lambda is a perfect way to just execute your code on the fly, and it is serverless. And what do I mean by serverless? Well, serverless means you don't have to manage any servers. You just write a code here, and you don't have to install anything as well. If you want to write a Python code, just add a Python code here, and it will automatically run. Now, this script is available in the later video, and it was recorded successfully. So I just tell you how did I actually write that code. So I went to ChatGPT and just write that give me a Python script for sending an email. I have 3 slot types: email address, subject, and body. So it automatically generated me, and I can show you. I have some, yeah, I have these. This is the whole thing. Yeah, this is the whole I think, yeah, on this. And when I use that in the later clip, you will see that I just pasted that, right? So just note that I have downloaded that from ChatGPT. All right, copied that. We're gonna click on create a function, and we're gonna define a function. Well, I don't remember what function I've used there, so let's do a send email Lambda, and I went with the Python, and just click on create a function. All right, it is taking its time. Okay, so it is done. Now we're gonna scroll, we're gonna accept. It's gonna reload once again. All right, we're gonna delete everything from here, and we're gonna paste. Right, so this is what I did in the clip that you gonna see in some time after this clip. Sorry for that. All right, now you will see everything continuously from the next clip. For now, I also want to tell you how to connect. Actually, I connected my Lambda function, and then I got into an error, and then the next clip is from there. So how to connect Lambda function to our Lexbot? Before that, I want to make sure that two things you have to edit here. You have to write your email address, all right? That email address that we verified in the SES in the starting of the video. That email address. So email address must be verified. For me, it's monkweb9@gmail.com. I verified this email. And the second thing is the region. All right, the code of the region. So for the region, my region is Asia Pacific, Sydney. The code name here, let me make myself here. So you can see the code name AP Southeast 2. Make sure whatever region you are in, you gonna edit this. All right, and if you want the code, just DM me on Instagram. Region name. Just two things you have to edit in the code, and you just click on deploy. It will take them 2 seconds and it will automatically save your code. All right, make sure you click on deploy because this is the method how to save your code. All right, now it is deployed. We're gonna move back to our Amazon Lex, and so I want to explain another thing. Now we can go to our send email intent, and we just click on advanced option, and we can just use a Lambda function. But actually I want to, there is something called as an alias. Okay, let's save this. So there is something called as an alias, and what alias does is, let me explain this. Oh, it's already there. Whoa. Thank you, draw.io. You have saved me. All right. So email sender intent, we have this intent. Instead of directly connecting to the Lambda function, the problem here is when we directly connect it to our Lambda function, every time we change our Lambda function, we have to reconnect it. So it's a manual work, and we don't want that manual work, because if we have many Lambda function, if we are constantly changing Lambda functions, we don't want to manually always connect it to the latest version. Now there is a method called as an alias, in which we just connect alias to our email sender intent, and that alias is connected to the Lambda, so it automatically connect to the latest version of the Lambda, and it's automatically happens. We don't have to do anything. So that's why we are creating an alias first. We're gonna connect that to a Lambda function, and then this connection will happen through alias. All right, so that's why I will create an alias first. And testbot alias is already by default created, and for now our alias is just connecting to a Lambda function, is not doing something else, it's not have some complex function. So right now just we're gonna use this as well, this only, not as well. All right, alias is there. We're gonna click on English US and whatever language you are using, and here we're gonna select our Lambda, that send email Lambda. This automatically comes, whatever Lambda functions you have, they will automatically comes in this drop down, and it automatically fetch the latest values. If you have different versions, and by the way, if you don't know what are versions are basically if you know Git is a version control, right? So you have various versions, various copies of functions. For example, you have created some function today and you edited some changes, you made some changes, and now it's have those changes. So now you have two versions, you have the previous version and the latest version. So alias always connect to the latest version because we have selected latest here. It automatically comes. I didn't actually configure anything, it automatically comes as a latest. All right, we're gonna click on save. Alias is done. Now we're gonna move back to our intent, not the bot, intent. We're gonna send email intent, and under fulfillments we're gonna click on this. We're gonna go to advanced options, and make sure this is checked. All right, you just have to check this and nothing else. It automatically connects. All right, this is done, and I think that is fine. Now you will watch the clip from the previous video, the flow that you are watching. I just wanna jump in between and explain you what this is, so that in the later clip you understand everything. All right, peace out. Paste it. Also update monkweb 9 at gmail.com, monkweb9 at gmail.com. All right, and the region that we have copied previously, AP Southeast 2, and let's deploy this. Updating the function. All right, it is done. Let's go to our Lex and let's build it again. So many errors today. It's fine, it's fine. We learn things from our errors. All right, so well, now it should work because we have removed attachment options. It's taking its usual time, and we wanna stretch a little bit in the meantime. Wait, and done. All right, just reload as well. Let me make myself somewhere else. All right, good. Let's do hi. Okay, let's oops again, compose an email. Please provide recipient email. All right, let's do monkweb9 at gmail.com. Subject, this is a mail from a oopsies. Okay, chatbot. Okay, body, let's do a this is the body, not bossy, body of the email. Okay, now let's hit enter. Failed to send an email. Another error occurred. Congratulations. Access denied. All right, let's let's screenshot this as well for our documentation. Let's Windows Shift S, screenshot this. All right, now the reason this error came is access denied when calling the send raw email. Oh, okay, assume this is this send email lambda is not authorized to perform send raw email. All right, and I knew this error will come, so I will tell you how to debug it. So access is denied, right? So now we have to give it access. It don't have that access by default. All right, okay, so we're gonna go to our, well, not here, let's go to, yeah, let's go here. Let's okay, so let me make the display. Okay, this is fine. I'm searching for, I am here, identity access management. We have to define a permission. We have to give our lambda the permission. So we're gonna click on policies. Okay, so there are a lot of policies, and the one we are interested in is Send the SES, I think it's called SES full access, I think. No, we don't have to open it. We just have to SES um SES full access. All right, this one and one more. Send email. Send and okay, no matches is there. All right, so let's give this um, it's action attach and we have this send email lambda role attach policy. All right, looks like policy is attached. Let's build once again and let's try. Let's see if this works or not. All right. Building and building. Let's wait a bit more. All right, done. Let's try to test it now. Okay, let's directly use compose and email. Recipient monkweb9 at gmail.com. monkweb9 at gmail.com, correct. Subject let's email. Body, this is a sample email. Sent. The email has been sent, and let's quickly screenshot this and let's go to our email. Let's see if we got the email or not. Let's email. Yep, we got this. This is a sample email. The subject is also there. So everything is done now. We got the email, we fulfilled our intent, and we solved every error that came in the way. All right. So this project is now done. Congratulations. This was a complex project because there was many chances, there was many times we failed to send the email, and we solved every error. So the more the error, the good the project is, and the more the learning is. All right. So done. And now the very important part is to delete everything. Also look safe, and I also want to screenshot this. Let's screenshot this first. We got the email. Also we will screenshot this. All right, now let's delete everything. Let's first delete let's delete these intents. Oh, I have to delete it one by one. All right, delete. Callback intent is it's like default, we cannot delete this. Okay, so let's go to our bots. Email sender bot, action, delete. Okay, bots are deleted. Now let's go to our identities and delete this as well. Identities are deleted. Get set up. we don't have anything here. All right, looks fine. I'll leave here. And we also, SES is done, bot is deleted, and lambda is, well, make sure you delete everything. Even if you don't complete the project in one go, delete everything, because the charges rack up and it's it will be pain in the ass. They rack up all night and all day. The time you are not using it, the charges just keep on multiplying and you will get a huge bill. Okay, so even if you don't complete the project in one go, just delete everything and just restart. I highly recommend this. Okay, action and delete, type confirm, let's confirm, done, close. Okay, lambda is deleted, our SES is deleted, our bots are deleted. Now it's fine. Now let me big. Okay, so third project is completed, and I'm very happy that the progress is very good. If you are following the series, please do let me know in the comment section. And if you're liking the projects, please give a like and subscribe to the channel, and just comment anything if you have faced any error. And if you want that lambda function, just DM me on Instagram. I will put that link in the description. And that was it for this video, and I will see you in the next one.